Hey everyone, it's your host, Don Wanna Sports. It's been a while, but I'm back. And today is the NFL Draft. The day where your franchise could change the landscape for the next decade. Whether it be a quarterback, defensive end, linebacker, offensive line, this is where your team gets better. Not through free agency, but through the draft. 7 picks to define your team's legacy. What will they do? How will they go about it? Will they be stuck in mediocrity for the next few years, or will they ascend to the top of their division? This draft, and any draft, does that for you. It makes your team that much better. With 7 picks, but you've got to be smart. And there's a whole lot of players to choose from. Almost 500 players to choose from. And we're not counting just the top 100, top 200. We're talking about free agency as well. After this, the free agent pickups that your team gets that will fill out your roster. The special teams guys, the third teamers, the guys that will be on your team for years to come. The reason why free agency is the way it is because of the draft. People draft players to stay on their team, to build a foundation so that they can bring in other players to still build that foundation, to homegrown your players. It's one of the reasons why Victor Cruz and the Giants are struggling right now, because of his draft stock and who he is. Keem Nicks, first round, Victor Cruz undrafted. Who do you want to give the money to? Who do you want to invest in? This changes the course of franchises. Teams like the Patriots get 10 picks because they make minor little trades here to build their core rosters. Teams like the 49ers have 13 picks to build on that advancing defense. That's how teams win. That's how they stay competitive through the draft. Because you can bring in your own players. You've scouted them for years. You finally get a chance to draft them. They're your own players. Free agency is a little different. You have to wine and dine a player. You're spending money. There's a flurry of guys that can make your team better. But this is where you start. And for those teams in the market for a quarterback, who knows? Everyone says you can't. Everyone tries to compare draft class quarterbacks. It doesn't happen. Just draft the guy that you feel strongly with and make sure you surround him well. Because there are players who can play in the NFL and there are players who can't. And the ones that can't usually are the ones thrust into the starting lineups. Sometimes it works. Carson Palmer, decent quarterback. Due to injuries, may not be as good as you think. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat for a few years, but look at where he's at. It depends on the circumstances, it depends on the situation, but if you invest in a guy, you got to believe in him. If you look at the Jets, they say they may go quarterback. Who knows? Who knows? But this is the draft. It's 3 days. 3 days of fun. 3 days of action. 3 days of football. And you get a chance to watch your teams do great. Well, this has been your latest edition of the Hurry Up. Tune in next time as we evaluate the New York team's draft classes.